change your life. It can create fireworks, breakthrough, break out, love in your life, falling in love. Do you see apples on a tree where you're at? Your free will is really important, so mark your calendars. Hi, my friends. It's Meredith, your evolutionary astrologer, and I have a gift for you today. This is for every single person. You don't even need to know astrology to receive this gift, but I'm going to give you for free your most powerful manifestation day, and I've dubbed this your dynamite day. I used to give this away as a perk to my super supporters, but I'm going to put the whole next year starting right now, starting with the next new moon in November, all the way through 2025. And so I want you to pay attention to this video because I am going to give you your dynamite date, which is not your birthday. It's calculated a different way. What you're going to do with this day is you're going to get your crystals. You're going to do your new moon manifestation wish. And I have a whole video on that. It's called Do This on Every New Moon. And I want you to do it 12 times a year, but you do not want to miss your dynamite day. It is only one day out of the year. It is when you can really step into your magical superpowers. And it's when you can truly manifest, not just use seeds to grow your garden, but this is when you're actually going to plant the magic beans and grow your beanstalk. I really want to credit a beloved astrologer that I loved and I adored, and I cherished her work while on earth and now in heaven above. She passed away. Her name is Jan Spiller. I show you this book in my Amazon shop, and I would love it if you would go and buy this book from my Amazon store, which is linked below. It's also in my link tree on Instagram. So if you're not following me on Instagram, please do, because I put lots of videos and pictures of my life there. And I also have links to all of my important happenings going on. But I really believe in crediting your teachers and your mentors who went before you and who passed the baton on to you inside your astrology knowledge and your astrology journey. If I have helped you in some way, I would love for you to also recognize my work and my place in your heart, your soul, and in your astrological journey, because that is a goal of mine, to pass the torch on to those who are learning so they too can then light the fire. And it's really nice to credit those people who were courageous enough to blaze trails when there was a lot of shame in doing so. I grew up in a time and I became a professional astrologer when there was shame in the industry. I couldn't even go on a date sometimes. I couldn't say out loud what I did. I did astrology like a gay man in a closet. Not kidding. And the women that went before me, I really do credit them as well. And the men too. Harder being a female in the industry trying to break through than a male. That is true. But all of those challenges and all of those struggles are dissipating and they are not as prominent. And so I want you to be bold. Go boldly into the day and the night with your astrology knowledge and shout it from rooftops. And here I am on YouTube. I never thought I would be this exposed, but I'm doing it. And believe me, I'm going to manifest on my dynamite day. Now, where did I learn this? I learned this from Jan Spiller's New Moon Astrology book. I learned this about 12 years ago, and I have been doing this ritual for about 12 years. She calls it your New Moon Power Day. I recoined it your dynamite day, because it is a day that is like a stick of dynamite. And a stick of dynamite, right, can either detonate things and blow things up, or it can create fireworks. And I want you to create fireworks. She tells you all about it in her book. And this is a great book to get. Again, I will have this book in my Amazon shop. With no further ado, I've got all your dates here. What I want you to do is this. Go get your gorgeous natal chart. Hopefully by now you have one. If not, you can purchase your gorgeous natal chart. Super easy to read. You can read all the cusps. You can read every single little line in the circle. And if you can't read the circle yet, if you're not that advanced, I give you boxes with all the keys to everything that's inside the circle. When I look at a chart, I can see over 40,000 different things. So so many things I can't even count them. But today we're only going to look at one thing. I want you to go and find your moon sign. And if you don't know, just look it up on CoStar and figure out what your moon sign is. The degrees don't matter, just the sign. It doesn't matter. It's kind of cool if you know the degrees and then you can look up the degree of the new moon and see if the new moon is sitting exactly on your moon. And if so, it's more potent, it's more powerful, but it really doesn't matter. I want you to write down all these new moons, all these new moon dates, okay? Because you're going to do the ritual, hopefully, that I taught you how to do in the video called Do This on Every New Moon. And you are going to manifest the most craziest, beautiful, sexy, fabulous, gorgeous, powerful, influential, strong, fulfilling, happy, joyful life that you can possibly create. You're going to step into the magic, and part of that is being aware of when the new moon occurs. So write all these down, but only one of them is going to be your new moon dynamite day, and that is the most powerful day of the entire year for you. Everybody's will be different. So if you are a Sagittarius moon sign person, then November 30th and December 1st. So it happens in the middle of the night, depending on the time zone that you're in. That December 1st is when that Sagittarius moon is a new moon sitting on your moon. And you want to know what house is Sagittarius lighting up, because all of those issues are going to come to the forefront. So you guys, the house in which your moon is in is probably the second most important house in your whole entire chart, with the sun's house being the most important. And I want to ask you right now, are your sun and your moon in aspect to one another? Do they get along? Are they in harmonious signs? Are they in fire and air signs? Fire signs like fire signs, air signs like air signs, and fire and air signs like each other, going back and forth. So do you have that? Or do you have an earth and a water combination, sun and moon? So earth signs like earth signs. So your sun in an earth sign and your moon in an earth sign get along. Earth signs like water signs. So do you have either your sun or moon in an earth sign and the other in a water? So those get along. So do you have either one of those combinations? Because if you do, that means when you're in your dynamite day, your sun is happy too. Isn't that fun? So we know that December 1st is the dynamite day for Sagittarius moons. This does not count for Sagittarius suns. Now, is it going to be a great day for a Sagittarius sun? Yes, but it is the most powerful manifestation day for Sagittarius moons on December 1st. Also, I want to tell you, in December, we get 2 new moons. So on December 30th, we get a Capricorn new moon. So if you are a Capricorn moon, this is the day. And isn't it a glorious, great day? Because it's right before the 31st, which is right before the 1st. And it is just a perfect time to manifest. Now, I want everybody to manifest on these new moon dates. Of course, absolutely. And wherever you have Capricorn in your chart, that's probably going to be the subject matter that new things are finding you. But if this is your dynamite day, well, that is when you are going to be manifesting Capricorn things by sign and by house. January 29th is the Aquarius new moon. So anybody who has an Aquarius moon, this is your day to create Aquarian new things, to innovate your life, right? To reinvigorate your life, to break through, break out. And this is also going to really manifest in a way in which the house in which your moon sits in. So figure out where your moon sits in your chart, what house, and then what I'd like you to do is go and watch that corresponding video on my channel where I have the sun through the houses. Now, I know it's the moon, but I want you to go watch the sun through the houses series, and we're almost done. We only have to do the 3rd, 2nd, and 1st house. So if your moon lands in one of those houses, you won't be able to do this, but all the other houses we have completed. It's a work in progress, people. What I want you to do is I want you to understand the meaning and the definition of those houses and of the house in which your moon sign sits in. So go do a little bit of binge watching, go do a little bit of homework. And I really want you to understand the house in which your moon is in. If you are a Cancer moon in the 9th house, that is not a typical Cancer moon. You can't just understand your moon sign by the sign in which it's in. You have to understand your moon sign also by blending, by mixing, by concocting, by creating the understanding of both the sign and the house. So I have those videos on my channel and you can go watch them, hopefully learn lots. The Pisces new moon. So anybody who has a Pisces moon, your dynamite day is February 27th, 2025. February 27th is your big day to create Pisces things, to really bring in love in your life, falling in love, right? And thoughtfulness, sensitivity, and to cultivate your dream. Pisces moons are dreamers. And so this is the time when your dream can come true. But I want you to go study that new moon ritual, and I teach you how to do it and do it step by step by step by step to make this powerful wish come true. March 29th is a huge day because it's a partial solar eclipse day. This is going to be the new moon in Aries. Oh my God. And this is the spring equinox. This is the beginning of time, if you will, in the astrology world or on the astrology clock. So we have a solar eclipse. We have the spring equinox being ushered in. We also have the new moon in Aries. So it's the beginning of the beginning of the beginning of the beginning for all people. But if you have an Aries moon, this is the most powerful day of the year in 2025. April 27th is the glorious, beautiful, gorgeous new moon in Taurus. Who doesn't love a Taurus moon? Oh my gosh. If this is you, you're going to manifest all things Taurus: money, love, self-worth, self-esteem, new resources, right? And so what is your wish? What are you going to manifest? This is the most powerful day for any Taurus moon. May 26th is the communication moon. It is the new moon in Gemini. And this is when you're going to manifest all things Gemini by sign. And then also let me know what house you have this Gemini moon in, because the house matters. And so that house is going to be lit up with new opportunities. So what kind of new things do you want to learn? Do you want to make new friends? Do you want a new social network, right? Are you launching a website? This is the heart-filled communication. And Gemini moons are smart. So I really do think you could be learning something new that could really change your life. So what new thing are you learning? Is it astrology? I hope so. June 25th has that exalted, beautiful, gorgeous, glorious new moon in Cancer. And my Cancer moon people, you're deeply, deeply feeling. So this is the day in which your heart can really find fulfillment. The moon loves being in Cancer, but it is ultra uber sensitive. This is one of those be careful what you wish for, because you really might get it. And I want you to be prepared to receive the magic that you're going to create with this new moon. So mark your calendars, Cancer moon people, for June 25th. That is your dynamite day. That's when you have emotional superpowers. Now I want you to write down all these new moons, because again, you are going to manifest, do your new moon manifestation ritual on every single one of these nights or days, and you're going to leave your crystal out overnight. You're going to write your letter. I teach you how to do it in my video, but I want you to look at where these moons fall in your chart, and I want you to understand the house meaning of where these moons are. For example, Cancer is in a very, very spiritual placement in my chart. I don't have any planets there, however. But when the new moon hits that spiritual place in my chart, it's like guardian angels can fall from the sky. It's a very, very powerful and spiritual time for me. And so I want to manifest spiritual answers, right? Guardian angels, please let me know you're with me. Or communication from the other side. Or show me what heaven looks like. You know, not necessarily take me there, but just show me. Like, I want to communicate in a way in which the placement of Cancer in my chart invites me to. So when it's a Cancer new moon, I'm not actually probably asking for a new car. That would be when the moon is in my third house, or when the moon is in Gemini, because the third house is vehicles, and also so is Gemini. So that's why I want you to know the meaning of the houses. So please, please watch that series. Just binge watch. You don't have to watch me, just listen to me. Just take me on a walk and listen to me as you walk 5 miles with your adorable dog. I also want to invite you to please join the channel and become a member for just $2.99. It lets me do more videos like this, and it lets me do more intimate work with you. And I am so excited to be stepping into doing more videos for you behind the scenes. But I already have quite a few videos that are very private, very intimate, very personal, and I teach you more techniques, and I go a little bit deeper, and I also do some more advanced work. When you join the channel, just know you get access to all of those videos that are not available to the public. I also want to tell you that if you want to really learn astrology, consider getting my workshops that I have at shopsoulnavigation.com, where I teach you how to read the natal chart. I have so many classes in there, so go check them out. They're really long and in depth, and they're worth it if you're really trying to understand deeper, more authentic astrology. July 24th is the Leo new moon. I love the full moon in July and August here in Seattle. Oh my God, I love it. It's so gorgeous because we have clear skies. Just remember, when it is a new moon, you can't see the moon. Even if it's a tiny sliver, this is when the moon is dark. This is the day that it is pitch dark and there is no new moon. There is no moon for your eyes to see. But just know that one of the most important things I learned was transformation always takes place in the dark. August 23rd, there's a new moon in Virgo. So all my Virgos, raise your hand. Oh my gosh, where is it in your chart? What house? Blend the two. Blend the meaning of the moon in Virgo. By the way, I have a video on every single moon sign on my channel. I have so many videos. I think I might have more than 1,000 videos uploaded about astrology. I think I have 1,300 videos. Can you believe that? That's a lot of work. This is like a little mini academy or university. So I hope that you're taking advantage of watching all those videos if you really want to learn authentic astrology. August 23rd is that Virgo new moon, and that is my Virgo moon's dynamite day. So make sure you figure out what house that Virgo moon is sitting in, and you're going to manifest all things related to that house. Now, September 21st is a really big deal because it is also a solar eclipse day, and that is also a Virgo new moon. So we have two new moons in Virgo, right? We're really supposed to get our Virgo shit together. I don't know if I'm capable. I don't know if I can even do it. I don't know if I can become Virgoing. I'm going to manifest organization, health and wellness, and getting good at the details, the really honing in on all those details of life. And I'm going to manifest being better at chores. Having an immaculate house, right? But in all truth, a Virgo new moon and a Virgo new moon solar eclipse is really awesome. And I love Virgo themes because I just don't have a lot in my own life, but I envy them and I want them. October 21st, 2025 is the Libra new moon. So get ready, people, for October 21st. If you have a Libra moon, raise your hand and do you love it? Do you love your Libra moon? So October 21st is a great manifestation day for all those Libra moons. And again, you want to pay attention to the house that it is in. So if you're looking for love, if you're wanting more security, if you're wanting to grow financial abundance, if you're working on self-esteem, if you're working on your brainiac power and learning something new, if you are searching for inner peace and tranquility, like me, I'm signing up for that for sure this year. I've been working on it last year too. I did okay, but there's room for improvement. Yeah. But whatever it is you're longing for, sync up with these new moon days and really do your ritual. I teach you how to communicate your ritual, how to write your ritual out in a way that attracts it to you. Just remember that the universe is co-creating with you. Your free will is really important to step into the magic and the opportunities of life. And we can walk right by the magic. And even I can do it. Even though I teach this, even I can walk right by the magic. Can I tell you a fun little story? Just a quick little story time. I really wanted to share this with you guys. So in my workshop in Seattle in May 2020, 2024. By the way, I'm going to put my tickets on sale in November for my May 2025 workshop in November. So if you want to come, make sure you subscribe and put on the notifications, because I'm going to notify you on my community tab, and it is going to sell out. I promise you. And I'm not getting a bigger venue because I love the venue. Oh my gosh. And by the way, this is all a tangent. This is so exciting. Seattle just finished an $80 million, I can't even believe this, like waterfront park. And they just finished the construction, and it's going to open in April. Woo! And then we're going to get to walk it in May. It's just so gorgeous. It's right there on the waterfront. It's absolutely exquisite. It's beautiful. If you want to come, it's the third weekend in May, starting on that Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So just plan ahead. You can even buy your hotel now, because I'm going to put the tickets on sale in November. So I'll announce that in the community tab. But that's not what I wanted to say. But what I did want to say was, when I was at my last workshop, one of the things that I was talking about is looking for the magic and looking for the signs. And this is kind of how the new moon works. If I told you the magical assignment for your life was this is what I said in my workshop, is to find apples on a tree. And I said, when you find apples on a tree, that is when you are in the magic of your life. So I said that, and I meant that. And so it kind of became a running theme to go look for your apples on a tree. I didn't really mean that literally, but I also didn't not mean it literally. I said, go find your apples on a tree, which meant just be open to the magic. And when you receive your symbol, you know that the universe sees you. And all it is a statement that says you're right where you are supposed to be. You are exactly where you're supposed to be. And it's the universe saying, I support you. I love you. And it is divine love being showered down on you, giving you a giant hug. Now, maybe your symbol is not an apple on a tree or apples on a tree. Maybe your symbol is something different, but you're going to write your symbol down, and maybe it's also just a feeling. In your new moon manifestation, you're going to bring it to yourself. And I want you to work with symbols. So when you do get them, you recognize that the universe is working with you. Now, let me fast forward, okay? That was May. This is now October. You're probably watching this in November. I am in such a difficult time in my life. I'm having my Saturn return. I'm having the Pluto-Mars opposition square my moon. I'm having the South Node sit right smack on my Mars. I'm having a Neptune square Sun. It's really tough, okay? I mean, the transits are tough, and it's showing up in my life. And hopefully I'm handling it with some level of positivity. But when I was so totally overwhelmed, because my dad was in the hospital, I've mentioned it a few times, with a triple brain bleed. And by the way, he's doing miraculously better. I'm very proud of him. He's really pushed through. But I was so totally overwhelmed. I was grief-stricken, having a hard time even walking through my day. I really felt like I was like having to walk through a cellophane wall. My dog, of course, had a bad tummy and wasn't easily going to the bathroom. And on this particular quick walk around the block, which, by the way, it was raining, I was in my pajamas and slippers. He went to the bathroom, and I didn't have a poop bag. And let me explain something. I live in a neighborhood where every single house has a camera. And if you don't pick up your poop, you're literally discriminated against. You get a mugshot from somebody's Ring camera. They put you up on the neighborhood Facebook page, and they're like, have you seen this person and this dog? They shame your dog and you. Now, not everybody does that, but I don't want to be on that thing. I want to be a good citizen, and everybody in this neighborhood knows Bo. Honestly, I want to protect Bo. I don't want people to not like Bo. It's rainy. I'm in my pajamas. I have no time for him to, fart around. And we're just doing a quick pee-pee. Well, he decides to do a number 2. I don't have a bag, and I literally am holding the leash, and I'm like, shoot. And I look up. I might have said a worse word than that. But I'm like, really? Really? Like this too? And when that last thing just sort of breaks you? So he's sitting there trying to go poop, and he poops. And I'm like, oh. And I just start to cry. I'm just like, I cannot even handle it. I'm late for my reading. I am in my PJs. It's raining. This is annoying. I don't have time. I don't have a bag. I'm just so irritated. I thought I had a bag, but I didn't. And so I'm just like, do you know what? when I looked up, I was looking at the fence of my neighbor. On the other side in their backyard was an apple tree. And hanging over the fence were apples on a tree. I'm not kidding. I was like, what? What? No. Apples on a tree, apples on a tree, apples on a tree. There's apples on a tree. Oh my God, the apples on a tree. There was nobody around. I was all by myself. No, not a person in sight. I was sitting there crying. I was so overwhelmed. And right then I saw those apples on a tree. You guys, I do this walk every single day. I have lived here for 5 years. I have walked past that tree. I have walked past that tree for 5 years, every single day. How many days is that? Like 15,000 days or something? How many days is that? 1,825 times I've walked by the tree with the apples on the tree. I never saw the apples on the frickin' tree until I was so completely overwhelmed, crying in the rain, in my slippers, in my PJs, and late for my appointment. Had I had a bag, I would have gotten the bag, I would have picked up the poop, and I would have walked on. Because I was exasperated, I went, shoot. And I looked up, and there were all these apples on a tree. Right there, literally, like right there, outside. I'm so moved by the story right now because Divine Spirit is always working with you. We're just too busy. We're too caught up in our story. We're too caught up in our pain. We're too caught up in the frenzy of our schedule to notice, including me. And just because I teach this doesn't mean I do it perfectly, doesn't even mean I do it well. I try. I feel like I'm aware. I was so taken aback because I knew I had walked around the block so many times and I never, ever, ever saw those apples on a tree. Now I want to ask you where you live. I live in the apple state. I live in Washington state, which is the apple producing state. I don't see apples on a tree. Obviously, I don't even remember when I saw an apple on a tree. I don't remember when I've seen an apple tree because they're all in the rural part of the state. And I'm not walking through the rural part. I'm driving through. Anyways, do you see apples on a tree where you're at? Are there tons of apples? Do you live in an apple orchard or apple grove? I'm just curious. When's the last time you saw an apple on a tree? When's the last time you saw an apple tree? Is it a common thing or not a common thing? Will you let me know? Now I see the apples on the tree every single day. And I walk by and I say, hi, universe. Hi, spirit. Thank you for being with me. And I made up the analogy in May when I said apples on a tree. I was just trying to find a symbol, create something that everybody could relate to. But it became a thing. Don't forget to find your apples on a tree. It became a thing. And then it became a real thing. And now it's November. That's the kind of magic that I'm talking about, but it's also the example of the co-creation that I'm talking about. You have to co-create with the universe. The universe is delivering to you. Are you awake? Are you aware? Be awake, be aware on your dynamite day. Manifest it. It doesn't always happen on that day, but that's the day when the manifestation happens. So I manifested apples on a tree back in May, and in September, I saw them. I hope you like this video. I love teaching astrology to you. I love this community. Thank you for being a super supporter or a superstar super supporter. I am so grateful for your membership. Thank you for subscribing. And please go shop all of my workshops and my reports and get a gorgeous natal chart at shopsoulnavigation.com. Also, if you want to get a reading, you can just go to soulnavigation.com and click on book a reading, and you can book something with Connie Jo or myself. I also want to just say, from my home here in Seattle to wherever you are at in the world, I know people around the world watch, and I'm so touched. I'm so moved. I just want you to know my whole heart is with you, and I wish you the very, very best. Take good care. Bye for now.